we are alive. Well, we're live.
We think we're live.
Things are counting down and the bit rate thingamabop is working, so I'm feeling pretty good.
Then I'll just, it looks like we are live. All right, and welcome, ladies and gentlemen. Hello, I am your community manager, Kitty Chicks, and through the interwebs, that away down south, is your game director, Chris. Chris Ruby or Iridium. One of these days. So say hello, Chris.
Hellos, internets, thingies. All right, yeah.
Here we go. All right.
We're gonna rock today. What are we doing today, Chloe?
We are talking about update 17, the preview, because we are, of course, working our little tails off to find bugs and fix them, and then we'll be answering questions while they set up to attempt the second official attempt on Kerr.
All right, yes.
Are you feeling ready for that, Chris?
I'm ready for it as long as nobody busts a Leroy Jenkins on us. I mean, that's what I'm worried about is nobody do anything until we get into position. I got a bunch of goodies today. For example,
why don't we let Chris ring the gong?
Yeah, let me ring the gong. Let me distribute all the Frostfern bandages, all the berries, everything we're going to need. And then you guys will like this. And then we'll attack.
All right.
I'm in. Chloe, you think that sounds like a plan?
I think so.
All right.
Now, I do have to make a comment because you have explained this before. Why do you wear your hat on stream?
Why?
Yeah.
Because I don't comb my hair sometimes, so I wear my hat to cover up my nasty funkadelic. Hold on, watch. So it just it's so I don't have to have ugly,
so you don't
nasty
have to
hair
that on stream, basically.
Yeah, there you go.
That's what the answer is.
Yes, I don't have to. Yes, I didn't comb my hair, and I haven't had a haircut in like a month and a half. So I'm in total scruffy dev mode. So there you go. And I haven't even shaved. I'm just all sorts of ragged. Just ugh.
Take better care of yourself. I'm gonna email your wife and tell her that she needs to kick your butt into making taking better care of yourself. All right. So.
All right. Well, let's go
to update 17 while
I'm running. We are running. Hey everybody. So I'm making my way right now towards Kerr. I'm just following the beach. If you guys know you want to take a shortcut and beeline through the island, you can do that as well. I'm just taking the safe route so that none of my armor takes any damage from a bear or any other things that may attack and have nasty chomping teeth and horrible bites and lots of diseases. So with that, game update 17, it's going to be kind of a medium micro update. Medium micro update, that's even a word.
That was not well.
That was not well said. So I'm actually really tired. I haven't slept a lot in the last 4 days either. So I may ramble on a little bit and may not be coherent, but that's okay. You guys will ultimately. I'll come back around the horn. So game update number 17. We're working on a lot of good stuff. I rebalanced some mats for the buildings. I rebalanced some of the skeletons. Some of the. I want the Furies to be a little bit stronger. What else? You know what? Let me look at the notes. Did you post up the notes in the forums, Chloe?
Yes, they are.
All right, sweet. Sorry, guys. I did a few of these changes a while ago. That's game update 16. 17 preview.
Should be at the top.
There it is. Let's see.
Right at the top of the list.
I'm looking at it now. We added a couple new weapons. Made sure that the Ragnarok and a few other characters were using the right piercing damage. You guys were getting lucky on Helion. He was actually using the wrong damage type, come to find out. So just a lot of balance tweaks in this particular update. What else? I think yeah. So here's what I'm gunning for game update 18. I'm looking to get the forest gremlins in. I'm already starting to work on it. So this is why game update 17 is more of a balance and tweaking update, because right now we're focused on getting the gremlins in. So there's still some work to be done, but that's my plan. Now their drops are still going to be very sparse because we're working on the items for those, but I want them in the world, populated, and you can start getting stuff and it'll be super cool. But Expect for this balance update. I actually have some other things. I tweaked the dragon health in this update as well. I reduced the health. I reduced the attack slightly, but he's still pretty potent. So I also tweaked the rate. So you're gonna get either the Sundered Oathblade has a chance to drop more often than, say, Ragebane, even though you can craft Ragebane. So I made a couple tweaks. More stuff is in the works. We are looking into Unity 5, so there may be a period where I'm going to try to get a couple updates queued up, and then we'll slow development as we transition over to Unity 5. And that's going to be a lot of work. That's not something but it's not going to be like, hey guys, we'll be back in a year. We may be down for several weeks as we convert the project over to Unity 5, so we can take advantage of lighting, 64-bit architecture, all that good stuff. But it may bring us down for a little bit. But we're going to try to have a couple balance updates and tweaks lined up so that there's not too much of a downtime. Does that make sense?
Well, it makes sense to me, and hopefully it makes sense to the
For
community.
some reason, when I said that, I'm expecting the internet to go, yeah, that totally, absolutely, we get it.
Well, I mean, there's a lot of benefits, as many people have discussed, to moving to Unity 5, but, we wanted to make sure that when we do it, it's a good experience, both for you guys as well as for us on the development team, because if it breaks everything in the game, that's more time and energy than it's worth to immediately go ahead and do it. So.
There was a question here. Are stats tweaked to the point that a single player can beat him? If you have like 40 sets of Ebon Steel, it's very possible. But you need about 40 sets, and then many weapons and lots of bandages. Kerr is not a single encounter. He is a group encounter. You, as refugees that have washed up on the shores of this island, must band together to bring down the dragon that has brought the island to its knees. How was that? That was good.
Sure. Uh-huh.
All right, so with that, I'm looking at questions. Here's Vec over here when you're running along the beach. Hello, Vec.
Are you planning on just meeting everyone in Oscara?
I'm just running over there, so if my nameplate is over there, they can see where I'm at, and then.
Yes. You have actually. Well, I was going to say the server is live. You do.
Yeah, the server's live.
It, right?
Yeah, we're good.
Okay, cool.
So
at this point, just in case you guys haven't noticed it, when you log in, we are still aiming for October.
Easter egg.
1st.
Ooh, look at this! Hey, whoever gets here first in Vec, there's a forged obsidian blade on the ground. You can get that.
If you want to make a sideline trip to Vec while you're running.
It's right along the beach. If you stay on the beach, you're good to go. You just veer off to your left. There's a forged obsidian blade.
Indeed.
Godspeed. I'm running as fast as I can, Forrest Gump style. All right, here we go. Hey, look at this guy. Boop. Dead. All right.
All right. So if you folks do have questions and whatnot about, what we're doing, what the balance of content to gameplay features should be in the future or anything like that, any kinds of questions that you have, please make sure that you @ Signal Studios when you ask us so that it pops up in my chat and I can see it nice and brightly. Zelvian, who is just joining us for the first time today, welcome to both the stream and the community. I hope you enjoy the what you see in the game. Has asked, how many devs are there currently working on the project?
Devs, we're about 5-ish.
Right now?
Yes, and
now,
plus
you're not
Chloe.
including me, right?
If we add Chloe makes that 7. Because Chloe's like 2 people.
I was going to say, how did we just go from 5 to 7? That doesn't make sense.
Because that's your efforts within the community. Everybody loves you. You work hard. And so you're like an extra 2 people.
Sure. Basically, we have a number of coders, a small number of coders. We have an artist, we have an animator, we have Chris, and then the rest is code. So there's not a lot of us doing all the work. And of course, most of us share responsibilities in the studio as well. We
No,
work on multiple projects.
I'm the only one that does the work.
When we're in the various stages of something being done in art and animation, but it has to go to code, well, the artist and the animator can't sit there doing nothing, so they work on other projects and vice versa. So,
for those of you that have played in the beta and you've potentially lost items, I greatly apologize for that. We try to be very transparent in saying that there is the potential that bad things could happen. So that's why we always tell players, make a new character, make a new world. This way none of your stuff gets corrupted along the way. We've always tried to be very clear about that. Our moderators are really good about communicating that. So I'm thinking of pushing a beta, Game Update 17 beta to the Game Update 17 to the beta servers today. And with that said, please make a new character, please make a new world, and then you guys, that way you can test out all the changes. It's better to be safe than sorry. But these kind of things happen in development, unfortunately. We are what's considered an alpha state. The code is always constantly changing. We do our best to maintain the integrity of worlds and saves, but there are just sometimes things just happen to slide through, but we do our best to make sure that your gameplay goes uninterrupted.
Critical Error just made an interesting suggestion. Could there possibly be an armor set that protects against fire, but it increases the rate at which you get cold? Could be useful for the dragon fight and perhaps other future fire-related enemies and weapons.
Yeah, I got some ideas for a couple new sets of armor that I want to add. One of them being dragon scale. The other one is based around spirit wolves.
Well, that's right. We were supposed to be having our white armor.
Yeah, I don't have that yet. There were some technical issues that came up with the way we want to do it. So, and because we were focused on dedicated servers and other tech, we just sidelined it until we could get all this other stuff done. But then, of course, we're like, you know what? We're having the island's so big. We want to move to Unity 5. We could get a lot more out of it. The game could look a lot better. So now we're like, maybe it makes sense to make the plunge now into Unity 5.
Yep.
Get that out of the way, and then we can start focusing on content.
Yep. It's one of those things where, because we have such a limited resource bank for people, which is ultimately the hardest thing to ever actually overcome in game development, is people. Because, you have to have money to pay people. If you don't have money, you don't have people. If you don't have people, you don't have a timely update schedule, which, we've slowed down from where we were in the very start of early access, where we were pushing out almost every week. But at the same time, we're now adding the larger and larger bits of code that take longer and longer to develop. And if we don't give them enough time to actually be coded, well, you launch with broken dedicated servers rather than dedicated servers that work, but might be limited in terms of host options or scope or whatever the case may be.
Yeah, there's a lot of cool stuff right now. We're trying to figure out an issue. So you look at our water. Our water actually looks really good. You don't see a lot of water like this in Unity games in general. Unreal 4, yes, but Unity games, not really. We did some special work to get the water to look the way it does. Feels really good, feels natural. Unfortunately, the shader gets horribly broken in Unity 5.
Fuchsia water!
Yeah, so this is one of the things we're figuring out, how to maintain the integrity of this really cool tech that we have. As we transfer over. Unity 5 gives us a lot of benefits. We get access to the 64-bit architecture, which means that the map doesn't crash on me anymore when I run out of memory when I'm editing it, because it's so large, and lots of other cool lighting effects, and it'll help the world look better. In addition, we're going to be looking at all the props in the game, such as the trees and the rocks, and looking at ways that we can beautify those or tweak the textures, upscale, if you will. That's great, or HD it to make them look a lot better than what we have right now. In addition to a lot of distance rendering options, because if you look at our grass and how we render grass, it's not that great right now, and so there's a lot of tweaks that we're going to be making. to improve the overall visual fidelity of the game.
Master You, we haven't even finished getting halfway around the island.
Oh, yeah.
This is a very, like, Chris is walking around the outside because he doesn't want to take hits on his armor ahead of time. You know, Chris, this is a dedicated server. Didn't you have a respawn point?
No, I reset it because I wanted to make sure that the world was clean.
Right. Okay. I was going to say, wouldn't it just be logical to build a respawn point and then just...
No. I always do clean servers, so...
That's fair. Okay, so we do have a couple more questions while you're doing that.
What else we got?
I like Azrael's question, so I haven't missed the ones that are above his question, or hers, I'm sorry. I will get to them in a second, but I'm enjoying this. Challenging Chris's creativity with a 2-part question.
Oh, that's easy.
Part 1, how would you describe the current Kerr personality?
If I had to use a comparison, in many ways, Kerr is very much like Smaug. Smaug. There we
go.
Oh, Smaug the Magnificent.
We're not having another conversation about sinew.
No. He's the last of an ancient line of dragons, and he's incredibly power hungry, and he searches the world for relics of power that he can hoard away. So, I mean, he's bloodthirsty. He cares. Everything else is inferior to him. Now, there are beings in this world that can challenge him, and he knows that. There are one of which found on this island, which are the forest giants. Yep. He can't challenge the forest giants outright, but that's what you, the players, are for. And which is all part of the encounter. So for those of you that are familiar with the Kerr encounter, you actually have to defeat the forest giants, and you bring a piece of Everwood to the summoning gong, the thing that we have to summon Kerr, and that is actually what piques Kerr's interest to challenge you to a battle, because you brought exactly what he's been looking for this entire time, and it's what the forest giants have been protecting the whole time. So it seems really simple, but what they hold, the forest giants are they're ancient. They hold a lot of magic, and it's something Kerr, when he came here, he wanted, but he couldn't have because there are 4 of them, and he can't take 4 of them on outright. So there you go. There's more to it. We're going to be building more. Lore is actually part of our continued update plan, so stay tuned for more good stuff as we start hammering that out. But yeah. Kerr's a mean dragon. He cares. Everything is a lesser being in his mind.
So the second part of the question is,
okay,
in an opposite world where Kerr was actually the good guy, what would his personality be like then?
If he was...
He's the good
that's
guy.
A great. That's if he was the good guy in the world, I don't know. You're challenging my creativity beyond its limits now. It's a good question. I don't know. If I had to place it, I don't know. Maybe, and I'm going to use Lord of the Rings. Maybe Gandalf. If I had to, he'd be the wise beyond wise beyond many. I don't know.
I mean, realistically, it's fairly simple to flip it on its head and say he's the one who's actually protecting the island.
Yes, that's one way to look at it.
Truthfully,
I never thought about it like that. I always just thought of him as a mean creature in this world. Well, here we are looking at everybody. We got everybody inbound. We got Carnifax over there. We got No Regrets, Ties Reaver, Khan. So we got Desert Raider over there. How did you get all the way over there?
I may have walked the other way.
All right, Kerr. So as soon as everybody shows up over here, we will begin the encounter. Meanwhile, I will pour myself another drink because I'm thirsty.
That's cool. Koperic, we appreciate that. commented earlier, I just want to say this game is great and has come a long way since it first went on Steam. It is pretty crazy when if you go back and look at some of the original screenshots.
I do all the time.
That came out. I mean, there's actually a really great one where we did some work on fire, and you go from this relatively decent looking fire, I mean, there was nothing wrong with it, to this completely different HD version. You just kind of look at the two and go, how did we ever think that this relatively okay version was like awesome? And the same thing with the character model. When we moved from the original player model, which had very large hands. As an example.
Oh yeah, those are great. I mean, the game has evolved a lot. I mean, from by the way, guys, when you get here over in the current counter, looks like we have a blacksmith set up, absolutely critical to the encounter. We got a respawn point, so everybody click in. What I'll do once everybody arrives, I'll distribute some goods.
I already told you, mate. 3 days of fucking prep. That's what you get.
3 days of prep.
Something like that. Yeah, exactly.
3 days of prep. So once everybody gets here, I'll distribute out some goods, and I'll ring the gong, and we can go from there.
Okay, so Hogfart as well as someone else, and
Is that Hogfart?
What? No, it's a shush over there. You're not helping. So a couple of let's just say it this way: a couple of folks have asked, how are we doing on fishing?
It's on the list. I mean, that's all I can really say at this time because we are exploring.
It's not currently on the being worked on part of. Yeah,
there is the list of
desire list.
The features. If I could show you the whiteboard in this room, it has. We've actually been kind of mapping out.
Over yet?
Yeah, we've been mapping out all of our things that we want to get in, things the community is asking for, and then technical features that we just got to do. So with a small team, a lot of it usually hinges on, like, for example, we're going to bite the bullet and do Unity 5, and which will then consume a lot of time, and then we'll start working. The great thing is once we get a lot of these big tech things out of the way, like we did with dedicated servers, sweet. It doesn't mean they don't need to be improved, of course. Then we can work on Unity 5. We get that out of the way, and then we literally see a clear path of putting in things like more content, more items, more creatures, adding things like when structures are placed on the ground, it terraforms the ground so they're flat, all sorts of cool things like that. Yeah, no more floating houses. So that's, adding functionality to houses so you get more benefits out of them. That's where I would like to be. But, we're in a good place right now where you can play the game. We got the boss encounter in. There's a lot of cool things to explore. Apparently, according to some reviews, you can finish the game in 2.8 hours, but that's cool. I don't know how that's done, but apparently it can be done. We haven't abandoned the game yet. That's a positive, right, Chloe? I got it
always,
in.
Always
positive. So, yeah, we're working hard to make something great. So, as I always say. But it is early access. It is alpha. You guys are literally witnessing a game in development. That's exactly what this is. When people are like, "Well, you guys are putting stuff in." Well, yeah, it's early access. That's what we do in early access. We actually build the game, and you can be part of that process by contributing feedback and playing and help us find bugs and be part of the community. That's the great thing.
So Pyra? I believe it's actually Pyra. Sorry. I see this week's stream is titled "Here There Be Dragon." Is there only ever going to be one dragon in the game, or will you add more?
We've toyed with the idea of adding a second dragon, but really, how does it fit in the world?
Yeah.
Thematically, I just don't want to throw creatures in. I mean, things like additional lower-end creatures like wolves or skeletal wolves or new types of creatures like the forest gremlins, sure, that all makes sense. But a thing like a dragon or even a variant, ogres or forest, different types of giant ogres or trolls that walk the land, those would be cool, but they want to make sure they fit in, and how do they fit in, and how do they tie to different encounters. Like, for example, to engage Kerr, you actually have to engage the forest giants. You have to there's kind of a progression element to it. So I want to make sure that it's all weaved together. And that very well could change over time, too. Many of you have been around when I've just totally rebalanced entire, areas of the game. So, I may, once we get
or,
these newer...
occasionally Chris bows to the community and says, yeah, okay, I'll give you 2 logs per stack.
Which is awesome. I mean, right, everybody? 2 logs per stack. That's dynamite.
Perhaps
Like
with the,
fucking
crazy, what's the largest slot chest bag? 15?
What's that?
What's the dragon slot bag?
It's you got a dragon scale bag, which are these right here,
slot?
which are small dragon scale bags. You can get these from actually from acquiring the scales that drop throughout the world.
No, I'm thinking of the one that if you are successful in beating Kerr's
It's the enchanted chest.
That's the one that I'm thinking of, yeah.
That's
got, what, 100?
The enchanted chest is actually not a chest you put in your house. It's very small. It's magical. It's a bag in essence, and it's 100 slots. So it's pretty cool. I actually have 2 of them on me.
Yes, Chris. Sorry, Sean. It's the larger box, which is the bag, because it's not. It calls itself a box, but it's actually not, right?
It's just a little itty bitty box, just very tiny.
Like it actually looks tiny, but when you open,
I've scaled it down. It could be smaller.
In a good way. No, like it's supposed to look small. It's smaller than the pine storage chest, or pine storage box, which is the whole point.
I like the idea of drakes, by the way. I wouldn't mind having drakes, minions of Kerr, that are found throughout various areas. Absolutely.
Fire-breathing things.
Or not.
I want to be able to tame them. Where's my taming, Chris? Actually,
yeah, that's something
which, where are your rabbits?
We have animation issues with those. We're working on those. There are problems with. We had problems with their hops, so we kind of shelved them for now. It was,
okay. It's okay because we may be getting gremlins.
Yeah, the gremlins are the next thing I want to get in. The gremlins will be spread throughout the island, though. They're going to be different tribes. That'd be update 17.
For the next one, I thought it was the one.
Or
after.
18. Update 18. I'm sorry.
So for Halloween.
Yeah, I think we could probably pull that off. Absolutely. I could throw in candy corns or something. People would like that. There's a lot of different types of creatures. I like the idea of elementals. Wander the beach, especially the beaches beyond Argo, beyond the start area.
Sorry, I've been woke up with a migraine. No, I woke up with a migraine this morning and just doing that. Whew. Okay, I'm good. Don't mind me.
All right, we got 30 minutes. We got 4, 5. We got a good amount of people here, but not enough. I want to get more people here. So you guys got 6, 7. I want to get some more people. So I want at least 10 before we engage Kerr.
All right.
And then I'll dole out some stuff.
Show the name of the server. Oh, you can't.
It's no, I can. I can go to options. Oh no, I can't. It's
not
actually
anymore.
Yeah, that's right. It's Signal Studio Stream.
Okay.
It's set to 16 players. We do that right now for performance. So for us, because we want maximum frame rate on the stream.
Maybe are there special weapons or items only given out during Halloween?
Possibly. We'll
we
see.
have a couple of things that, or at least that maybe very, very limited for a really long time. We eventually add them. Or they could
it's something if it depends on when we start the Unity 5 update, because once we start integrating, then literally development
will slow down a lot.
It just turns off for several weeks until we get the project back up and running. It's not a simple just flip a switch, because we have to rehook up all the shaders. The water shader stuff is a huge killer. I don't want to go to some flat, ugly 2D plane from like 2002, because what we use is actually it's pretty cool. The tech is the team did a good job hammering out the water tech. I know it's not a major part of the game, but it is a nice visual thing to have.
Well, and it's been really interesting to see how people have responded to it, because of course a lot of people when they first logged in went, oh my god, I'm getting a ton of frame rate drops. But then if anybody does see that, I'm just going to poke this out, because we were just on sale last week, and so we have a bunch of new people joining us. Welcome, welcome. If you are seeing really low frame rate when you are looking at the water, or I should say lower frame rate when you look at the water, there is a pinned post in the early access bug forum that it talks about frame rate issues, and there's a line of code that you can run at the start of your game. You just add it in and then it automatically runs. That should dramatically, in some cases, update or improve your frame rate. It's a matter of sometimes your computer doesn't run the right version of the DirectX that's causing it.
It's a DirectX 11 issue, so
yeah.
3D
so
Pixels.
DirectX fixes their shit. Here's the way that we fix it.
3D Pixels just threw an arrow through my heart with the just terrible.
Like what?
What you use now is 2003. It just hurt. That was hurtful. It hurt.
What?
You know, words hurt.
I'm not seeing. Okay.
No. You must have missed it. It's all good. Words hurt.
Moving on. It's all good. It's moving on.
Especially somebody that works on the game every minute.
Yeah.
It hurts.
No comment.
I take everything so personally. You don't like that block? Do you know how long it took to get that square in? I'm sorry.
Was that the old monolith? Whatever happened to the old monolith block?
It's still there. We got a lot of people. We got a lot of people here decked out in some serious gear. The guys in Ebon Steel are the ones who are gonna have to be tanking Kerr. Hopefully, I got 4 sets of Ebon Steel on me.
You should be fine.
Skull, where's everybody at? This is insane, guys. Are we gonna do this? I'm gonna Leroy Jenkins this.
Oh dear. Well, how many people do you have? You've got.
I got a good amount of people, and these guys, everybody here has a rage bane. So
I can see names moving, coming directly from Argo. You know what you're gonna have to do, Chris?
What's that?
I've got 12.
You're gonna have to have a special fight Kerr where you just clear a path directly from beach to here. So you'll have to dodge bears and the occasional forest giant. But at least if you just clear the path, it's less. You can just.
I'm not going to clear the path, Chloe. Then that takes out all the fun.
No, it just makes it faster for people to get there.
That's
You're the one who put the dragon encounter on the far side of the island.
By design, difficulty.
You still put it on the far side of the island.
Makes it too easy.
Yeah, thank you. I just got to. In chat, they said, "Don't make a path. It makes it too easy." I agree.
It's not about no. It's not about making it easy for the game. It's about making it easy for the streams.
I could have Bowie do that.
Okay. Yeah, this is my point. I'm just
this is a Bowie
just
task.
For the stream. Just for the stream.
I'm sure I would get.
Nothing else.
Hey, Logan, can I borrow Bowie for 2 hours so he can chop trees to clear a path?
No, just ask Logan, or not Logan, Cry and Sean and Dev, and I'll go into it. We'll just leave stacks of wood.
So you'll be right.
As we go.
All right.
Okay.
Well, we got a lot of people in the server right now. I'm getting antsy. We got Khan here who he's going all out. He got some executioner gloves on. He got his ebon steel sword. And he got his executioner or oh man, I can't even remember the helm anymore. I put that in months ago and I can't even remember the name. How terrible. You know what? I'm done. I can't even remember the armor I put in.
Chris is not having a good day. Alright, Chris.
Alright, I'm back.
Back on.
Because I want to do this encounter and kill this stupid dragon. Alright, it is 1:35, guys.
Well,
Skullzer.
Let's just before you do it, let's do a giveaway, and then you can have.
All right, giveaway. Skullzer was hauling butt across the map because he wants to be here for this. So.
Well, see, there you go. See, a few more moments. It's not gonna be the end of the world.
So here's something exciting before you do it.
Okay.
We in one of the updates that we have beyond 17. We don't have a real looting system in a traditional MMORPG sense, but we did put in. You guys will love this. I quickly asked if I could get something old school, so we'll actually have a random D100. So you'll actually roll from 1 to 100, and you'll be able to then, or when you loot creatures or you give out loot, whoever has the highest roll, you can give out. The raid leader can then give out the highest loot to those individuals, or give out loot based on numbers. Does that make sense?
So who's raid leader? How do you determine that?
Whoever determines it. I don't know. It's up to the raid leader.
But that's my point. How do you nominate Or has that not been figured out yet?
The dude with the best weapon. We got to get there. We got a lot of stuff, obviously, to put
the
in.
way you were explaining it, it sounded like you had already figured this out. That's saying we don't know yet. It's not the end of the world. You just have to say something. Okay.
All right, it's getting dark, guys, and I want to.
What word am I?
What word? I don't know, Chloe. You get this one. I'll get the one at the end. Oh no, you didn't summon Kerr, did you, Skullzer? No. I got stuff to give away.
All right. How about you with raid leader?
There you go. All right.
Raid leader, one word. Raid
hey guys.
Leader, no capitals. No capitals.
Everybody, come down to where I'm at. I got stuff for you. Oh boy, this dude's getting here.
Holy shit.
He's got. He brought a whole mess. It was a.
Did he bring friends?
He brought a whole bunch of swine. Let's see.
That is wow. What do you call?
All right.
Call multiple pigs. Are they
Let's
herds?
see. All right, guys. I got a bunch of gear. Everybody, surround me. I'm gonna throw out stuff. Everybody, take.
Stock up on pig flesh.
Yeah, take one of what I drop. If you got, if you already pick up one, just back off. Make so somebody else can take it. All right. So
Chris, I have something else that we have to add for.
All right.
All right. So I'll tell you afterwards.
So gather around, guys. I'm going to start giving out stuff again. One of each of these, and then so other people can get stuff. So here we go.
Tipsy Rage Quitter. I like turtles too. I think they would be. I don't like how they do them in. Oh my god, Far Cry. I feel bad when I'm stabbing a turtle repeatedly and then they don't actually give me anything. I've only done that once.
I'm going to move around a little bit so that they don't stack up on top of each other, guys.
Yep,
Again,
make sure that if you are interested in entering in the game giveaway, this is for a copy of Savage Jones. Actually, we'll do a couple of copies because that's what we like to do. We like giving away a couple copies. So it's either a drift or a drove of pigs and or swine. Huh. Thank you, Boa. Or Boab. I had no idea. Okay. Huh. Well, there you go. I have been informed what a herd of pigs.
Make sure you only use those spheres when we engage Kerr.
All right.
Or you get disease. Just keep that in mind.
I choose my winners. Winners. Oh, yes, that would make sense, wouldn't it, Lucid? A pig herder being a drover would mean that the group of pigs would be called a drove. I understand.
Everybody get a stack of frostberries. They're absolutely critical because Kerr poisons.